Hey everybody, my name is Mike, and this is definitely a disaster that we're gonna try to address over the next few days. We got pipe, we got scrap metal, we got firewood that's not split, that some is split, an implement over there that's kind of buried in the weeds. And this is what's called never putting your tools away, but also not having a place to put them. So we gotta do some work in all of this as well. Honestly, it's pretty overwhelming. I don't even know where to start. I'm just gonna start here to get this stuff out of the way. And if anytime you like what you're watching, keep in mind, we've got 400 videos of homestead stuff, excavation stuff, all kinds of stuff, and like and subscribe. Everything I had cut already is now split. So let's get the Husqvarna 55 out, get the rest of this cut up, and finish the job. Earplugs, safety glasses. Like an idiot, I left my chaps out last night and we got almost 1.5 inches of rain. They're soaking wet, so I'm not wearing them. But you should. You should definitely wear them. So this is just crotch sections, stuff that was just too rot. You can see it there. Stuff that's just too rot to not worth splitting. If I had a splitter, it'd probably be worth it. Or if I was heating my whole home, it would be worth it. But campfires and making syrup is all we do with it. I didn't feel like fighting those sections. We're just gonna burn them and get rid of them. If they burn, they're pretty wet, pretty punky. Overall plan, get rid of these stumps, get this all cleaned up, make this one big gravel parking area, or work area at least. Just get it cleaned up. We're gonna start moving the implements around to the back side, but you can see I got a little weed eating to do around there first. So I've got all this high density polyethylene pipe. I got this free from my father-in-law, who got it free from a contractor years ago when they went out of business. And I just thought, I've got a lot of ideas of how to use it. It's free, you're gonna find a way to use it. I just thought it might be a handy way to kind of set the implements up on it so it keeps everything up off the ground. Be easy, we can either one, spray underneath it, or it just kind of makes it easy to weed eat underneath it too. I don't know if I'll leave it like that forever or not, but something I thought I'd try. I mean, it's there, you know? Let's try it. here for a reason, I promised. I left something out here last year. I know you're gonna find that hard to believe. Oh, there it is, right there. Stay. Here, parking brake. This. I left this out here. That'll ride for sure. We're gonna cut these stumps off real quick. It looks like at some point in my past, I decided to try that and then stopped. Not sure it happened there, but we're gonna go lower than that. We're gonna destroy some chains. It is the following morning, about 7 o'clock. That burned down pretty good. We'll get that all rolled in, get her kicked back up, and then we'll get started on the real challenge. The inside of this barn. Oi, that's gonna take some work. This is honestly pretty overwhelming, and I don't even know where to start. And I know what you're thinking, Mike, just put stuff where it belongs, but I don't have... I picked up a new hobby, a new hobby, a new hobby, a new hobby. I don't have a place for all these new hobbies. Let's turn this hobby into storage. Chainsaw bench is gonna be the first step, because then I can take the chainsaw stuff, I can put it up there. This is the long-term plan, 2 of them, 1, 2. But I can't find my driver bit for that. There's a good chance while we're cleaning up, we might scrounge one up though. But that'll work for the assembly. That looks awesome. Let's do a couple live edge shelves right here to actually set the saws on. Here's what we have to work with. This is just ash, nothing fancy. Awesome. So I've got all the chainsaw stuff set up the way I want it. Long-term plan, a couple more shelves, one shelf probably on the bottom, and then a drawer to kind of put stuff in, like the files, the fuel. I've got some sharpening stuff in here, extra bars. I've got draw knives sitting up there. Maybe a drawer to keep all that stuff in. I'd like there to just be saws right there and the other stuff down here, but kind of in a drawer so it's somewhat sealed up. That'll stay open. I want to get a bar stool that slides right up here. Then this will be the area where I actually can work on the saws. So I can sit here on a bar stool, perfect height, work on a saw. I got the window right there, fantastic. Got my little Chicago electric sharpener, which I don't use often, but whenever you hit a rock on a stump and you skip it, it's kind of nice to take that Chicago electric and get everything established and then polish it up with a hand file. But this is all set up the way I want it. Got some chains hanging down here. We do plan on getting electric long term, but I love that. And by using all that material, we gained a little bit of room back here, which is great because this is the next spot we're going. We've got some kind of longer storage back there already, and I love it. I built these little things because I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I had stuff on pallets? This is where the chainsaws were, and I could come in with the tractor, fork it up, take my pallet of chainsaw stuff, and drive off into the woods. And that plan, well, did the same thing that every plan ever does. It just didn't happen. So now we're just going to abandon this, and, well, you'll hear. Okay, let's go. This is a routing sled that I built a while back. There's a video on it. Router goes on there. You can face the top of the slabs. Anywho, I think it's worth hanging on to, but I never really made a permanent spot for it. I'm going to do that real fast. just fits in perfect. These braces right here, I made these whenever I first started doing Alaskan milling, and I thought Alaskan milling was something I was going to love doing and fall in love with and do it all the time. And then I realized that I was wrong, and I never intend on doing it again. In fact, Alaskan mill, it's over there. I'm going to pull it out. It's for sale. It's going on Marketplace, but message me if I still have it. I'll sell it to you. You have to pick it up, though. I don't know how to ship things. Anyway, we're going to disassemble this and use the lumber. This, if you're wondering, that's out of the Subaru. The Subaru's been converted to a shed. That's what you do with vehicles when the frames break in half. I'm fairly positive that's what you do. Oh, how did we build things before? Where's the other ones? There's only... No, wait a second. No, I got them. What, did I glue this? Come on, tell me I wasn't that dumb. Oh no. Oh, I was. Well, I didn't glue it well though, huh? All right, got that going for us. So there's a very specific reason I built this, just reusing these, so I can walk around that backside. The biggest thing is it comes down to my engine oil. I always buy my engine oil in a case of quarts. It always seems like a case of quarts is cheaper than buying it by the gallon. It's also just super convenient to have a quart of oil. If you got, if you've got a GMC Terrain or really a GMC of any kind, they have a hard time keeping oil on the inside. So it's just handy to throw one of these in when you got a road trip. But the other thing, I want to be able to access the backside. So whenever I buy a case, I don't have to sit there and look at partial cases on the floor and figure out which case of oil is the oldest. I just got to take a tip from the restaurant industry. The old FIFO, or however you want to say it, first in, first out. Now I come around the backside. Parts Master sure is hard to hide money, isn't it? And I can put the new stuff, right on the backside. And whenever I come to change engine oil in our cars, I pull it off that. And when I get more, I just keep filling it from the backside and always take from the front, just like in a store, Now obviously I don't have enough engine oil to fill up this whole thing. The other advantage of being able to walk all the way around this is a deep shelf. And if you have deep shelves, everything just gets buried in the back. So by being able to access it from all three sides, I can kind of put different things on different sides. I can put all my paint up front, or all the stuff like brake cleaner and carb cleaner and some gear oil. And you gotta have the old AC juice. I can put like brake fluid and transmission fluid and a couple random tubes of grease back here on the backside. It's all accessible. The other thing is it's down low and there's plenty of this space, so I can look in and grab anything I need to as I fill this up. We did just get a used vehicle that takes different oil, so I'll get another case of, takes OW20 I think, in here. And then I need to get some oil for the tractor. I tend to keep oil up here that Dirt Perfect's equipment uses too, in case I need to add a little bit whenever I'm renting stuff. But the point is, I've got room for everything. I can keep my oil first in, first outed. I can keep everything else separate, and it's all easy to see. Then underneath, we'll put the heavy stuff that I don't want to lift up high, like fuel cans, and we've got some hydraulic oil there. And up top, we're going to use the old budget buckets. I'm going to label them. That one's got some old Subaru parts. Still in good shape if I was in a pinch. That's actually just a box of kindling in case we go on a camp out. We can just grab it and go. Old trampoline springs, wouldn't you believe it? You can't throw stuff like that out. Now we got room for some more on the back there. And I've got some old cribbing here. You don't use cribbing often, but when you do, you can never have enough. So I'm gonna save it, and we're just gonna stack it back in that corner. Little bit of extra support since we had a little bit of extra weight, and through those scrap 6x6s, 4x4, anytime you have scrap like that, it's always just, listen, you don't know when you need it, but when you do, you need all of it, you know? We are definitely making progress. Things are starting to claim their corners. One more corner to claim. No surprise there. Then just a good cleanup. But Chelsea's at the house. She went to an Amish farm today, picked up a whole bunch of strawberries, like a whole bunch of strawberries. And she's making homemade strawberry jam. And you guys are great, but you're not homemade strawberry jam. So I'll see you another day, okay? Okay. We are back. I just got done starting a roadside. Chelsea wants a roadside veggie stand. So we got all the woodworking done, and she's gonna start painting it tomorrow. And hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have it done, and she'll have a video on her channel, the whole thing. I want to do, on this side right here, vertical wood storage for taller wood right here. But I gotta move a few things. That's the theme. You know, I'll be honest, we haven't used this thing in like 3 years. If it starts, we're selling it. Rain wind part, 50 bucks. That's what I'm saying. Honda Recon 250 parts. If only I had a place to... Oh yeah, we do now. These are shingles from the house. It's always a good idea to keep some extra bundles. Storm damage and stuff, but right there is not where I want them. We're gonna slide them under there. We're just gonna put them way back here. If I ever have to get these, I'm okay with digging them out, as long as I've got them on hand. This isn't something I grab every day. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, perfect. 2-inch thick hickory slab. Got a couple of these, figure out how to hang on to them. So with this little wall that's kind of pieced together but really solid, I got a nice pocket for the little surfacing sled that I made. The nice thing about things being vertical is you can literally just kind of flip through it like a book and then pick out what you want. When you have it horizontal, it all just gets buried, but it's fairly easy to pick through this. Long term, we'll get some more timber, maybe a 4x4 here with a chain across there, so can't, you know, and then we'll do some short storage on this side under the window, and that should, just like that. Tall storage, short storage. The other nice thing about tall storage is you're using up all your space up here. There's no way I'd stack shelves that high up to store timber, but I don't mind shoving that end up in there. That'll work fine. We're making some real progress. Ignore that. So this corner is going to become the welding corner, which means all this, that's a lot of old used oil and just some miscellaneous things for the time being, because I don't know what to do with all of it. We're just going to take that over there, just like that. So that's just all used motor oil. I got to figure out what I want to do with that in the long run. I'm going to sweep this a little bit. This showed up as well. And once we get done sweeping, we're going to get that married in over there. These are sent to me by subscribers, so if you sent these, thank you. These were too. Different subscriber, but nonetheless. These are also sent in by another subscriber. I don't know if you guys know this, but you pretty much carry the channel for me. Check that rig out, huh? Pretty slick. Even though we've done a tremendous amount of work in here, this is the only thing that actually cost me money on this whole thing. And it's the first new thing that I've spent money on in the shop in here. The shop, whatever you want to call it, in a long time. And, well, I'm excited about it. Versus this every time. I think this area is going to be great. Like I said, my awesome neighbor is going to grind these stumps out. And then maybe later this summer, or maybe even the fall, depending on when money's available, we'll get another load of stone and just polish the whole thing off and have a big stone area here. It'll be a lot easier to maintain for us as well. There's a plan for this pipe and we'll use it up in the future. I think this turned out great. That'll work fantastic. We would like to gravel that at some point as well. We'll just have to see how that turns out. And super long term, we do plan on covering that with concrete at some point, but that's way down. Cutting corner. Welding corner. Need your opinion on something. The exhaust is on that side, and I'd like to run the exhaust out the wall. That way I can have this run with the door shut. One, it'll keep it quieter out here for me, and two, if I want to work in here and use that for power, I want the fumes. It is propane, but there's still something there going out. What's the best way? How would you guys route that out the wall? More shelves in the future, but for the time being, huge improvement. I'd like to take this and make a vertical steel storage rack as well in the future. Chainsaw table, love it. That's a project Chelsea's working on. Just imagine the bar stool slid up there with a little radio, maybe a little solar powered fan giving me a little bit of a breeze, just working on the saws, looking out the window. Doesn't get any better. Fantastic little pocket for the surface slab facer machine. I like this vertical wood storage. Like I said, another pole change to keep it all tucked and tight. I love what we got going on here. Big, visible, open, easy to access everything. First in, first out system for the things that matter. The biggest things we still have to do yet, more shelves here. That's a bunch of tools and random things. So all my mechanic tools I still need to get organized better. And then this corner will be the carpentry corner. So all my carpentry tools, like anything for, you know, building construction, will all go here for more future shelves as well. I think it turned out pretty daggone good. I'm pretty excited about it. For 3 days or 3.5 days worth of work, huge step forward. Not only does everything have at least a general spot that it goes to whenever we're done with it, it'll save me a tremendous amount of time whenever I'm looking for tools because it has a general spot where it's supposed to be. And we get to do something that we haven't done in a very long time. We get to actually put the tractor in the barn, and there's room for it with everything else that we have. This was, I'll be honest, this is a long time coming, and I'm pretty embarrassed that I ever let it get to that point. But I'll tell you this, it is a humbling experience organizing everything you have, because sometimes you forget how lucky you are, and seeing everything I have set up here, I'm a pretty lucky fella. And a lot of that's because of you guys, because a lot of this stuff that's here is stuff you sent in. So thanks for watching, and thanks for making this what it is. What else can you say? I'll catch you guys on the next one. It'll be fixing that mower deck, by the way. $350 once all up and running.